how did you even end up in the WWF at the time? Who contacted you?
Um, it's actually Mr. McMahon himself.
Wow.
I had I was working on the Imus in the Morning program, which I had done for 31 years before he retired, and we were very involved. The program was very involved with Connecticut Special Olympics, and I used to do a lot of their fundraisers. I was kind of like the quote unquote celebrity auctioneer. Um, I'd basically shame all these, really rich Wall Street types into paying enormous amounts of money for, basically worthless stuff. And there was this fundraiser one evening, some banquet or, whatever it was. And there was an auction, and it was somewhere in Stamford, I think. And it was in a tent. It was outside in a tent. It was a couple hundred people. And Vince was sitting up front at a table with his lovely wife and whoever else was in his party. And he was wearing a three-piece velour peach-colored suit. And so I did basically 20 minutes just on the suit. And which, he appeared to be enjoying and laughing along with everybody else. But he was basically the foundation of my act that evening. And fine, everything went well, raised a lot of money for Connecticut Special Olympics. And then during the week, I get this. I'm heading back from the station after an Imus in the Morning show, and I get a call from Imus's assistant. She says, Vince McMahon called. He wants to speak with you. I thought, oh no, here it comes. There's going to be death threats. There's going to be, the Steiner brothers will be waiting for me in my garage when I call, and he said, Bartlett, I'm really disappointed that you didn't appreciate the fashion sense I displayed the other night. I would like to be on live TV. What? I got this idea for this program called Monday Night Raw, and he explained to me the whole concept of it. And I said, and at the time my son was, I don't know, 8. I have 4 sons, but this is the first one. And he turned it okay, so we had 3 more. He was about 8 and a huge WWF fan. I had taken him to a bunch of matches. I think I took him to the match where Macho Man got married to Miss Elizabeth.
Wow.
And it was, it was a father-son bonding kind of thing. And I thought, wow, this would be great. I'll get, some good seats at the shows, and, my son can meet some of the wrestlers. So, and I thought it would be fun. I thought it would be, an interesting experience. And so following week, I started going up to Stamford, to the headquarters. Across it, they're on the eastern side of 95 in Stamford, the big building. And then across the parkway on the other side is this, I guess, like a corporate park kind of a, deal, a lot of different buildings and whatnot. And they had their studios there. They had a whole bunch of studios, huge studios. And we went there, and they had the whole video layout, whatever. And we started doing these fake matches, not fake, I mean, these are old matches.
Yeah.
And he turned the sound down, and we would kind of, I guess go along, invent our own whatever, kind of ad lib, and Randy was there, and Vince, myself. And it was rough going at first. It was just a strange situation to be in. I didn't know a lot about, the world. I mean, I only knew what I knew through my son. It didn't appear to bother Vince that much, though. I think he kind of liked the idea that I was an outsider, because his idea, I think, was to have somebody who was used to commenting on the current events, headlines of the day, whatever, and doing comedy based on that. And because this was going to be a live program, he thought it would really, work out. So I worked with them, I don't know, 2-3 times. We had these dry run throughs, and then came the night of the show, and I think the first words out of my mouth were something along the lines of Yokozuna, which I said Zuma because Mr. Fuji had been calling him, mispronouncing his name. So I kind of did that to kind of point it out, because I thought that was kind of funny. And I said, he's got an ass the size of an amphitheater, Vince. And you could hear in Vince's voice his retort, which mostly was like, well, I don't know about that, but I know about this. This is Monday Night Raw. He always like reflect whatever it was that I'd said. And I knew from there it was going to be downhill. And for the next 13 weeks, that was kind of the story. It just that's how it happened.
Wow. So you're talking about having tryouts, and I guess in 90, early 90, late 92, because obviously in January 93 is when this all goes down. So you must have been
Yeah,
making
I
fun
mean,
of Vince McMahon in the summer of 92, right? You're in the tent, so it couldn't have been
I think it was,
winter
yeah, I think
time.
it was like the fall of '92, and then we met a few times over that course.
Hmm.
I think what was the premiere? It was like the 13th or something
Yeah, I
in
think
January.
either the 13th or the 11th of January. So yeah, of 93. So it's pretty early
It,
on.
it happened relatively quickly. I mean, it might have even happened, you know, I mean, that we started doing these run throughs in January. I
Oh
don't
wow,
recall it
early.
being, so I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't think there was a lot of time between the run throughs and the actual first show. But it was interesting. It was a very different world, and I grew to gain much and still have much respect for Vince because he knows his audience. He's a genius when it comes to programming for his audience. I mean, he's the P.T. Barnum of our age. I've said that a number of times before, but he
Yes.
really is. I mean, he knows what the people want. Except for that one time when he made the mistake of casting me.
Ah,
Uh,
no.